friends, and welcome back to another video. So today's video, we're going to be talking about my 2026 priority reads. So basically, I wrote all of these down a few days ago or whatever, but I've got a good amount, and this is just kind of like a priority for me. I'm really hoping I can fulfill it. But then obviously, like, there's some other books that I really want to get to, but for right now, these are the books that I need to either finish or start the series. So first, and by all means, like, not the least, not the greatest, but I think they're my all-time favorite author, at least right now in the fantasy realm, and that is Brandon Sanderson. And the series, I have two series I need to finish by him, and the first one is Mistborn Era 2, and I have the last book to read in that series, and that is The Lost Metal. Now, it's really interesting. So the other three books are smaller than this, but this one came in this size, which is really interesting. Same cover scheme, but different size, which is fine because it's floppier, but still. So yeah, I read the first three and they were fantastic. Really dived into new lore of the Mistborn series, bringing in the old era one, and I love it. So I really need to finish this. This will probably be finished in Q1 of 2026. But definitely need to finish this. So then the next Brandon Sanderson series I need to finish is the Stormlight Archive. So I have two books left in his, I guess you could call it Era 1, because this is going to be a 10-book series. But I've got Rhythm of War and the Wind and Truth books to finish. So I'm really hoping I can finish these this year. They are super long, but I mean, there is never a dull moment in this series. And what's going to happen is whenever he starts writing his next book in the Stormlight Archives, I'm going to have to start my reread of the Stormlight Archives, because I'm just going to have to get refreshed with all of it and dive back into the world. So that is what I plan to do. There's a couple other series that I want to read by Brandon Sanderson, and that is his Skyward series. I have it pinned up here to show you what the cover looks like. I have those books. I just didn't get them out. And then there's some standalones, which I think you can see. There's two right here. The Sunlit Man and Isles of the Emberdark. So I do plan to hopefully get to those this year as well. Now I need to talk about some series that I need to finish and or read at least the next book, because there is going to be a third one coming out. So the first one is Blood and Ash, A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 5. I showed you book 6 in my last video, so I really need to finish this series this year. It's been, I think, a couple years since I've picked this up, which I'm pretty positive I remember what's going on. I really hope I do, because I don't want to go back and reread all those, because these are decently large books, and I've got some other larger books I need to read this year. So definitely plan to finish the Blood and Ash series, and then maybe I'll start her spin-off series that takes place in this world as well. Then A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reed. So this is the second book in A Study in Drowning, and A Study in Drowning was just very atmospheric. It was very lyrical, and I really enjoyed that book. So this is the second one, and it's got beautiful sprayed edges, sorry. And I've got to read it. I love the couple's relationship that they have, and so I'm looking forward to diving back into this duology. Then I need to finish the Legendborn cycle, and this is Oathbound by Tracy Deonn. This is book 3 in the series. I'm not sure how many books there's going to be. This one, it took her 2 years to get out. So I definitely need to read this one so I can get caught back up of what's going on. And then we'll see how it ends, if there's going to be a book 4 or not. I think there will be, since it says book 3. I'm not sure if, like, I would think it would be like they would promote it as the final book in the trilogy or whatever, but I really think that this is just another book in the series. I think the series might be anywhere between 4 and 6 books, depending. But this book is really interesting because it takes place in, like, it's an urban fantasy, but it combines demons, magic, and King Arthur. And so it's really interesting. And there is a love story in this as well. And I think it started out as like a love triangle, but now I don't think it is. So we'll see exactly, I think, in this book what it is. But yeah, very excited to get back into this world. The next book is The Dragon Wakes with Thunder by KX Song. This is the second book to her first one, The Night Ends with Fire. This is basically a Mulan retelling, at least the first one was. And this book is tagging on to how the first one ended. So I'm very intrigued. The first book was very dark. The character was very morally gray, in my opinion, and just trying to, like, go through what's right, what's wrong, what she wants. But is what she wants really right? Or is it somebody else talking in her ear to make her think that what she wants is right? So it's I really enjoyed this, and there is a romance in it, but it could go either way, personally, from what I think. I hope it goes in the other direction, not the direction that I think people are thinking it's going. So I'll have to read it to find out, and I'll let you guys know in a review maybe. Then finally Holly Black came out with the sequel to her book, The Book of Night, and that is Thief of Night. And this is really small, actually, compared to her like Book of Night one. The Book of Night was bigger than this. Not by much, but it was still bigger. I mean, this is 276 pages. So, like, really, you could potentially, like, put this in, like, a novella category-ish, but I thought The Book of Night was good. I didn't think it was fantastic by any means, but I thought it was good. And the way it ended really, like, pushed me to want to read the sequel. So that is why I have the sequel. I am excited to read this, especially since it's so short. I could probably get through it if I have some really good reading days. So I'm hoping to get through this one pretty quickly. But I do love the cover. The cover is super gorgeous. Then I need to finish the Atlas 6. And that is, the last book is The Atlas Complex by Olivia Blake. Olivia, I don't know how you pronounce it. I pronounce it Olivia. And this is very, very character driven. There's not like plot driven. The plot is driven by the characters. And the first one, it was kind of a struggle for me to get through. And I think it was just because I was trying to really connect with the characters. The second one was, I think, better. And so I'm really intrigued how how this one is going to turn out. Because I do need to finish this. But it is super good. It takes magic and science and combines it into an academic kind of world. At least the first book was. And then the second book still had that academic setting, except there was one character that was not there, that you got to see her perspective. And so this one, I'm intrigued to know what's going to happen. So this one will be read as well in 2026. The next book is Vilest Things by Chloe Gong. The first book was Immortal Longings, and so that book was actually really good. So it is adult. It's an adult fantasy. The romance isn't like super heavy. There is a romance in it, but it's more based on the game that these two characters are in around the city that the king puts on. And basically the power is that you can jump from one body to another body. And we found out something interesting about the main character in this one, in this story, in the first book. And then the ending was even like crazier. So I'm intrigued to see what is like, how this is going to unfold in this one. I am not sure if this is the last one or not in this series, but so far I have enjoyed this and I'm excited to get to the series. Then I need to finish Hannah Craner's series, and the last book is Faith Breaker. So I really do need to finish this book, this series. I loved the first book, God Killer. The second book was not as gripping. It was still good, but it took me a while to get really into it. So I'm hoping that this one I can get right into it. It pulls me in and it's got a great ending to the series. So yeah, we shall see, but I do love this cover. And the sprayed edges aren't anything special. It's just orange, but I do love this cover and I am excited to finally finish the series. Then I have been waiting years for the second one in this book, in this series. And the first book was The Stardust Thief. And that came out, I don't even know how many years ago. But finally, we have the second one in that series, The Ashfire King. I am super excited to get back into this. I loved all the characters. And I loved the djinn that was in here and the magic. And so I'm very, very excited. And this will be a early read in 2026 for sure. Because I haven't necessarily forgotten what the first one was about, but I know there's details that I will have forgotten. So I'm hoping she kind of gives like a brief synopsis like of what the first one was in this, to get you to remember, like, oh, okay, this is what happened, and this is why they're here, this is why this is happening now, and then it projects the story forward. So we'll see. But very excited to finally get into the second book of the series. Then I have the second book in the Unfaded saga, and that is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. I loved the first book. Definitely loved that. And so I'm super excited to get to this one. This is going to be in a different area in this book, at least from what I remember happening at the end of the first one. And we found out a little bit more about her powers at the end of it. So I am very excited about this, and also about her relationship with her morally gray man. So we shall see. But this is a Viking inspired atmosphere and mythology, and I've really enjoyed Danielle's writing. Then I have the second one in the Wren and the Holly Library series, and that is The Robin of the Oak Throne by K.A. Lindy. And oh my goodness, like, I really enjoyed the first book, and this one is going to be, I think, even better in my opinion, because I believe she's going on a quest, and then her wizard is going to contact her again. So yeah, I'm excited. Cannot wait. And I really need to learn more about her, the main character. And to be quite honest, I kind of forget a little bit of what she is, like what her powers are. I have an idea, but I'm sure it will like come back to me when I start reading this one again. So then there are series that I also need to get to this year. And so the first one is Jade City by Fondly. I know I was supposed to get to this one last year, and I did not do it, but it is a definite, I have to get to this series this year, because I really want to read it. I've heard absolutely fantastic things about it, and I need to pick it up. So finally, I'm going to pick up the Jade City series. Then I also need to read Ken Liu's The Grace of Kings. It's the Dandelion saga this year as well. There are 4. You can kind of probably see them right there. I had to get these covers because I loved these way more than I liked the American edition. It's just the colors are fantastic. The greens and the pinks and all of that. So I will be reading these this year, for sure. And I've heard really this first one is more of kind of like a history book, getting you ready for the saga. So I will just have to get through this one. I have a feeling this is going to be a slow read for me, this first one, but I think I will really like it. So I'm definitely excited to finally get into The Grace of Kings. Then I need to read Caraval by Stephanie Garber. All of my friends have said that this is super good, and I need to read it. But it's the next series that I'm going to talk about that they like better, but they told me I have to read Caraval before I read the next series. And it's just because there's characters that pop in and out of the next series, and so it's good that you go ahead and read Caraval so you get an understanding and you can see that crossover. And that next series is Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I have all 3 of these. We'll see if I marathon these or not. I have not been really marathoning lately. The last marathon I did was Mistborn Era 2, 1 through 3. But we'll see. I might marathon since I have all of them. But yeah, I heard that this is like one of my friend's favorite books, so I really hope it works out for me and that I love it just as much as she does. Then the last series that I need to start and get to is The Will of the Many. And so this is the original cover of this book. And I have book 2. I showed you that in the last video. I did just get that in November. But yes, I need to read this. I've heard great things about this series and people are really enjoying the second book. So I need to finally get to this. But yeah, very excited. Well, everyone, those are my 2026 priority reads. Let me know in the comments down below what some books are on your 2026 priority list, or what kind of genre you're prioritizing in 2026. I would absolutely love to know. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and be good people.